So political director Adam Sexton and WMUR political reporter John DeStaso have been tracking this Senate primary. They're joining us now for a closer look at the race. Gentlemen.
Well, Tom and John, I think back to the 2010 GOP Senate primary, you had rising star Kelly Ayotte clinging to a lead over Obed Lamontagne. He was riding that Tea Party energy into a near upset. Another candidate was all over the airwaves. It was electric. In this race, once Corey Lewandowski decided not to run at such a late date, it really tilted the advantage to Corky Messner, the self-funding candidate. And now, John, it would be something of an upset if Don Bolduc can pull this off.
Yes, Adam, what's enraged Don Bolduc and his people is not just the Trump endorsement of Messner, but it's what came with it, which was the support of the Republican National Committee, the Trump campaign. When they go door to door or when they hold events, they are promoting their ticket, and it's Trump, Sununu, Messner, and it goes down to Matt Mowers. So Bolduc feels like he's been, really given a raw deal in this situation, and he is making up for that by campaigning very hard and very intently. Problem is, Corky Messner has put $4 million nearly of his own money into this race, has run 4 or 5 television ads, and he is becoming more of the known candidate. Bolduc has had a few ads, but it's really going to be about, can he get the vote out? Can he actually get the veterans and the people who like his background as a war hero to come to the polls or to have voted absentee?
All right, and ever since Lewandowski opted out, it really has created a tilted playing field for the candidate with more money, and that just happened to be Messner. One of the changes in New Hampshire politics over the last 10 to 20 years is the idea of different voting blocks in different regions. It's not as prevalent as it once was. I'm curious if you think the carpetbagger attacks work for Don Bolduc in the more rural areas of the state. Now, 2014, Scott Brown's margins against Jim Rubins and Bob Smith were much closer in Coos and Grafton counties than they were in other parts of the state closer to Massachusetts. Obviously, there are fewer voters up there, and Messner probably doesn't have the same kind of southern tier clout as a Scott Brown. But clearly, there seem to be parts of the state where deeper roots matter more.
I agree with that. I think that in the one area that we'll both be watching is going to be the Lakes region. And there is both a very rural aspect to it, but there's also kind of a people moving in and out aspect to it. You have Messner, who lives in Wolfboro, but Don Bolduc is from Laconia and was a Laconia police officer, even though he now lives on the seacoast. So I think that where people are more established, perhaps older voters, if Don Bolduc can get his message to those folks with his finances, which are not on the same level as Messner's, that's going to be areas that we can watch.
Belknap and Carroll counties on alert for tomorrow. Unless it's a wave election, very rare to unseat a Senate incumbent after they win their second term. For Jeanne Shaheen, that was obviously last time around, 2014. But no matter who wins, John, she begins this general election cycle on Wednesday in a very strong position.
Yes, she has at least $10 million cash on hand right now in her account. She's a household name. The only question is there going to be Shaheen fatigue after all these years as governor and as a now 2-term senator? That's what the Republicans are hoping for.
And John, you wonder, 2026, if she wins, I believe Jeanne Shaheen would be 80 years old. Certainly there's no age limit on the Senate, and they often age quite a bit in that job. But this might be the last opportunity for Republicans to defeat Jeanne Shaheen since 2002. Thanks for the insight, John. Let's go back to you, John.
Thank you.